Now, this is important. Let's see. Well, it's starting to stream. It looks like maybe it's happening. Maybe it's happening. Okay, let's get in here. Okay, so I'm now putting on the Vive. Okay, let me get this around in here. Okay, yes. Well, what happened the other day? What happened in session 4? Well, so that was 2 hours saved. So here's where we're at with this thing. You can see, if you're looking at this, every once in a while there's this jitter. And I think that's honestly because there's just so much. I don't even know how many polygons this thing is. But so I think that's what's happening there. It's kind of shifting. It gets a little annoying while I'm drawing, but we're just going to stick with it. Okay, so let's go in here. What we do here, where's my brush select? All I really need is this guy, which I think is the marker, right? Nope. Brush select. Let's see, I think it is. Flat. There we go. He should be white. Yep. Should be all the way down. That's good. I might change. Let's go back to, so under settings. I think I had this all the way up here. It's just like this. It's like a little Dremel. Okay, so with that set up there, I can just kind of set this thing aside so as not to bump it or do something dumb with that. But, boy, okay. Well, let's just come over here. So what we're doing, just filling in these little areas here. And I was trying to kind of just follow the contour of this thing. Can't see anything. I really like how it blocks out, makes this big mass here. But as we go along, you see there's actually, I'm gonna get inside here, there's actually all these different fins and things sticking out, which is interesting. And we'll see how long this audio commentary lasts. I'll probably at some point just zone out and not be saying anything. And you'll just be hearing my breathing or something in the background. But we're just going around here. I'm trying to change the direction, trying to get in the rhythm here. It kind of ends up looking like shredded paper, which is kind of interesting. I could see somebody making a costume out of this or something. It's like a red carpet look or something. That'd be interesting. Or if I was like, well, if I wanted to build this in real life, I could show somebody, well, hey, it's going to look like this. And it's going to be black velvet. And then it's going to be a bunch of shredded paper glued onto it. Probably a cardboard substructure. And anyway, so we're just kind of going around here. And see, I'm not even sure. So I kind of tried to explore. Okay, where's the edge? Okay, there's the edge. And okay, what is that piece there? So we're just kind of going around here. Yeah, the other day, I done this whole thing down here, all this around here, and then I got so much more interested in the YouTube stream that I wanted to make sure, like I was doing that correctly. That when I was done with that, I was like, okay, shut it all down. Yep, shut down the Vibe. Done with that. And I was like, just as I hit shut down, I was like, oh crap, I don't think I saved. What I just did in TiltBrush, but I didn't feel too bad, only that I didn't lose the whole thing. If I had lost the whole thing, then I would have been a little bit more like, oh crap. Then I would have moved on to something else. And just gone, you know what? I've got the YouTube videos. That proves I was doing something. Nobody can deny I wasn't doing anything. So, anyway, but, right, you can't. I'm going to make sure that the mouse on my computer is not just sitting there, so you have to look at the stupid mouse pointer the whole time. So let me just take a second. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to set that right there. I'm just going to make sure. Where's the mouse? Okay, I'm going to get up and look at my computer. Make sure the mouse is not. A lot of crawling around with this thing. Okay, let's make sure. Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? Okay, yeah, it was up there. Okay, so I'm gonna put it down there. All right. Checking the stream. Is the stream doing anything? Doesn't look like the stream's doing anything. Huh. Really? Really? Oh, okay. All right. It's a little bit of a delay. Okay, I guess it's doing okay. All right, I'm going back in. Here going back in. Where's there it is. All right. So yes, but hey, that's what it takes. That's how dedicated I am to getting this done. I'm gonna have to just crawl around and do this. So find these little edges here. Oh, see, so sometimes you can see, okay, there's an edge that comes down there. Actually, while I was making this thing, I kind of was hoping there wasn't all these edges. Like, I kind of like how this looks over here. Kind of we'll find out someday in the upcoming weeks when I finally actually get over here, see all these like fins and stuff there, but maybe that will be okay. It's just the way it is now, so we're going to see some. Keep drawing. Of course, this thing will probably be down to like 2 frames per second by that point. Nobody will probably ever be able to open it or look at it, but maybe in a couple of years when everybody's got really super powerful computers, then this piece will have its moment in the sun. I'll go, oh, now we can actually look at it. Okay. Because before that, it's just crazy. Barely runs on that guy's machine. So, anyway, so we're just kind of going in here. This will be the point where they go, the piece was really cool until he did that one session where he was talking the whole time. He obviously wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, and it just looked really crappy from there on out. Anyway, I like finding these little alcoves, and then whenever I see kind of a glint of sunlight out there, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. As far as I know, you can't change the direction of that light, which is like over here somewhere. It would be kind of cool if you could move it around, but it's all right. I don't know how to do that yet, so we're just going with this. And this overhead light. This is always kind of weird doing the back side of these things because you can poke through here. I'll show you. Go like through here. You're like, oh, look at that. That's what's happening on that side. So you have to be kind of careful. Yeah, you really want to be careful in making this. when you make your own, when you make your own one of these things, yeah, just make sure that when you're poking through these edges, you check to see what it looks like on the other side. Yeah, because everybody's gonna want to make one of these sculptures here. But anyway, I'm just going around here. So it seems to be like a little overhang here. Some stuff in here because I'm kind of, even though I'm kneeling now in my room where I'm working on this, I could stand up, but it seems to be working right fine. It's just like right here. No idea what I'm doing on the other side. So we're kind of going with the possibly most visible side, which is this, because if you entered this space, if you're ever able to open this and see it in VR, you might kind of see it from this point of view. But I like all this areas back here because some people might get crazy and actually like want to look around and crawl around in this thing. It's like, well, this is for you people. I mean, wants to look at all that stuff and go, oh, he did actually put something back in there. That's really cool. And then on each one of these, I'm going to write a fortune. I'm going to get really small, tiny little thing. I'm going to write a little fortune. Each one of these is going to be like a fortune cookie. Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to happen in this project. Maybe someday they'll have, with TiltBrush, where you can do like a zoom in, like a macro sort of fractal sort of thing where you can like zoom in and little tiny details inside stuff, and you can zoom in. That'll be like TiltBrush version 6.0. The developers are probably, yeah, I don't hold your breath on that one. I'm gonna be doing that. So yeah, let's go in here. All right. So one of the things that this thing does have going for it is the repetition. Sometimes you can get a lot done, accomplish a lot if you just stick with one thing. You just kind of keep going with that over and over again. And I should have turned off my phone notifications, but that's all right. So we're just trying to fill there. I'm trying to do some different planes. Try and give it some kind of messed up there. I don't know if you're seeing that jittery, where it all kind of shakes. I think it's just because there's so many polygons in this thing. I don't know. I don't see this when I'm doing other TiltBrush stuff. That kind of jittery, I don't even know if it's coming through. I'm assuming it's coming through if I'm seeing it. It's also recording. This is kind of really annoying. Jitter. I don't blame it. I'm pushing a lot of stuff through here. It's just something I gotta get used to. Gotta fight through it. It's all right. So, and I can always come back. It's not the most exciting stuff in there. Try to get some visual interest. Got a little heavy through there. I'm trying to keep. It's always weird when you come back. After a couple days, it takes a little while to get in the groove. It's like, oh yeah, how did I make that? It doesn't quite look like that. So I think we'll just kind of go through there. Yeah, okay. Every once in a while, kind of a couple pieces that really stick out. All right, let's come through. So maybe what we should do. Okay, let's come down here and we'll kind of try and get back into it down here. Because in this way, if this looks really crappy down here, the chances of somebody coming down here looking at this, we can kind of practice and kind of get back into the groove down here. But some people might be saying, so what, you're just kind of waving your hand around? Is that all you're doing? Yep, that's about all I'm doing. Just waving my hand around. Yeah, well, I am trying to change my hand with each movement here is to try and give it some different planes. It catches the light a little bit differently, and there's kind of a rhythm to how I'm moving it. At least in my mind, I think there is. Maybe there's not. Maybe it's just all looks the same. All right, so we'll come back out here. It was so weird when I first started working on this. I was like, oh, I can't cross in front of that. I have to like I found myself like walking around the whole thing. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I can just like move inside the middle of it here and work on this little spot right here. So things that you can't do in the real world. So that's kind of trippy. Like your mind is like, well, how is this happening? Fun of creating in VR. That's just kind of funny. I don't know. Not much more to say about that, but it took me a while to kind of realize this isn't real. Okay. But after a couple hours of working on this, it starts to feel pretty real. I'm just going around here, trying to do something. I'm trying to find this edge. Where's that edge? Okay, and then I kind of like to come around the edge there. Kind of ends up looking like shoelaces a little bit too. But let's see. So the main. Man, I can't remember. So I guess okay. Well, what were you saying? Well, the main brush is only two brushes, and one is flat, called flat, and then I can't remember what the other one was. And I could stop right now and tell you, but I'm not going to do that right now. Um, but this black brush is pretty cool because it doesn't itself catch light. So I really like how it does this kind of silhouette block out. I think there's kind of some fun things. I see a couple pieces I'm not crazy about up there, but this is kind of neat. In my view, which is probably not coming through, I can see my what do they call that? The bounds, the boundary, the oh, I think it's some sort of thing. Everybody's yelling. What's it called? It is called the shepherd. I don't remember what that thing's called. Um, Anyways, you're about to walk into something. Anyway, so in my view, I can actually see that through the black, but I think on the mirrored view, you don't see that. So it's just a big black mass. So it's kind of interesting this way because you're actually looking through like this weird window. Kind of, I don't know. I guess it's not really that interesting, is it? But it's all new. It's all new. Working in VR is all new. I'm sure 3 years from now, this will look really dated or something. People go, why were people so fascinated? So old hat now, working in VR. It's not even that interesting anymore. I doubt that, though. I think it's only going to get more and more incredible. So it's fun to be working on it early on here. This is just really cool. We're all just figuring it out. Uh, there's so many people involved in figuring out, and everybody's just trying to figure out and share what they learned. And it's like, okay, how do we use this? And it's a whole new. I mean, I don't know. In the early days of filmmaking, where people were like, "Oh my God, I just don't know how to do this. Let me share this with a bunch of people." I don't know. Whether they're like meetups, where people were sharing what they were working on, and I guess so. I don't know. This whole VR thing is. Now I'm just rambling. See, now I'm just rambling. Never mind. There's a mute button at the bottom there. You can just hit mute because I'm just rambling now. I don't have anything more to share. That's it. I'm done. Just gonna fill this thing in here. I'm not gonna start singing or humming. I have to remember because then YouTube will go, he doesn't have rights. He doesn't have rights to hum that song. So I gotta be careful. Do not hum any songs. Keep my mind clear of any audio. Unless somebody out there go, you have the rights to that song. Yes, there's a guy who's streaming live while he's doing this artwork, and he is humming one of our songs. Shut him down. So, yeah. I just tell myself these little stories. Probably end up sounding like Bob Rossman or Bob Ross. Let's see here. So what am I doing here? Okay, just filling in this. Trying to make it look like this other stuff and remembering that I can move in three dimensions, not just around in the corner here. I'm trying to give it enough filling in the spaces there. I can always come back and fill this thing in later. Yeah, I just want to work on this forever. Okay, so there we go. Around here, people just tuning in now. All three of them are like, what's going on? What is this? Why is he talking? What? He's adding no value to this at all. Okay. Well, I thought, since I spent a whole day trying to figure out how to do the audio stream at the same time, I thought this would be a really good thing. But since now I just feel like I have to constantly talk, it's probably not a great thing. But here, but let's see, I'm trying to think if there's any more, like how am I building this here? What's my approach? I don't want to just, my approach, what's my reason for this? Uh, well, I can say that I didn't really intend to make this thing until I just started playing around with it. I'm trying to think if I tried a couple different iterations. I really liked the black, this shape. I thought this was awesome. I probably could have just left it that way and said, look. But since it didn't cast any of these shadows and stuff, I think I was like, what if I cover it? If I cover it with one of these other brushes, and I think I tried a couple different brushes, and eventually ended up with this brush. It ends up looking like little pieces of shredded paper or tape. And I really liked, I'm trying to think where I started. I think I started, here we go, Lip. I think I started over here, on the outside here. Sometimes it's kind of fun to come back over here and see, like, is what I'm doing now anything close to what I started with? But anyway, I think it started out here and I was like, oh, the shadow is really cool. I didn't know there was a shadow there with something like this. It's like, oh, all right. So yeah, and then I thought, well, I should stream this while I'm doing it because it's kind of interesting. And that led to like, well, maybe I should talk while I'm doing it. So this will be the only one in the series where I'm actually talking on it. So let's see. I guess I better share everything. So I'm probably not going to do this each time. I don't think people are really going to want to listen to me rambling on about stuff. Especially because I have no way of like checking my level right now at this point. So I apologize if the sound is like super irritating or it's like all distorted or it's dropping out or causing weird frame rate things. I have no idea. I'm just in here drawing. I have no idea what's really going on, what's transmitting out there into the YouTube overse. You know, what's going out there. I don't know. I'm just in here drawing. I don't know what's going on out there. So I was trying to figure this out. Kind of purposely staying away from the one area that I forgot to save last time because, in my mind, I've already done that. Let's see, so we found a little fin way back here. So this is kind of interesting. You can see you can't quite see it. Where does that go? Don't know. So we can come back here. Okay, there's some stuff here. So, but that's what I think is kind of cool because so there's this edge, this area here. This is going to go back like this. I'm using the controller here to just kind of see where the depth is of this. Because when you look at this, you're like, yeah, I don't see anything until we've gotten there now. So I do see there's something over here. I just always try to keep my hand moving in different directions here so I can get some nice, not trying to, it's kind of funny. I end up kind of repeating like this here. It's like, I don't really want to do that, but I couldn't help it. So, all right. That's why we just come in here and obliterate it. Yep, there we go. Okay. Try around here. Okay, so I can't tell what's going on there. I'm going to have to stand up here in a second, but on my arm like this. So even though this is in virtual reality, in the real world, I'm actually crawling all over the ground and I had quite a workout. I woke up the other day and I was like, man, why are my legs so tired? It's like, oh yeah, I was crawling around while I was doing this. I do have knee pads on. And that has made this a lot more tolerable because it's about, this is about from, let's see, from about here down here. Yeah, it's right about here is about 3 feet, I'm guessing. So I'm about 6 feet tall. So the whole thing is a slightly smaller, shorter than me, standing up. It's still pretty big. Okay, oh look, see, look, there's all that stuff coming through the back there. So we're just filling all that behind there. Okay. And it goes all the way over here. It's kind of like interesting. But I kind of actually like doing this stuff because if anybody ever looked up here, now you're all gonna, yeah, all of you, all four of you are really gonna want to look and see. Did he get every inch of that thing covered? Well, only time will tell. I'm hoping I do, but it's possible that I won't get every last little thing covered. I may just really give up on this thing. No, I'm kind of obsessed by it now. Do you think? You think you have even lasted this long in this thing? Okay, yes, I'm kind of in it. Kind of want to see that. I think this up here is going to be. I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot going on up there. We just don't even know yet. It's kind of neat. It's kind of like it's revealing itself. It's kind of funny. So you can look up inside here. Hopefully this doesn't look too confusing. And, you know, the whole thing with the streaming, I don't expect anybody to really watch this. I guess once it's processed, you know, you could fast forward through parts. It's just kind of more of a documentation. So, you know, someday, I don't know what will happen with this thing, or so it's just part of the process, I guess. You know, what does it hurt, huh? What does it hurt to document your work? So it doesn't really. I do apologize if you've wasted your time watching this, though. That would be the only thing. Like, yeah, well, I could have gotten that done by I was watching this stupid TiltBrush thing that this guy was making. You're just going on and on about this. I could have done something else with that time. I'll never get that 3 hours back. Though I would be impressed if somebody actually watched all 3 hours of this, or how many hours this thing's going to take. So I'm probably going to continue to record these just because now I'm curious how many hours this is going to take. It's like, I'm guessing it's going to take about 20 hours maybe. 20 hours in here. 20 hours in TiltBrush. Maybe. I don't know. It'll tell me every time I turn on TiltBrush. It'll say how many hours you've spent. Okay, my knees starting to seize up a little bit, so let's crawl back down here. Every once in a while you see a little area and you're like, oh, I can do that there. Okay. All right, yep. See, that's not exactly, okay, there we go. All right, so, stay focused. Okay, so now I'm lying on my side. Let's figure out where this stuff is back here. Where does this go? I'm just kind of exploring here, seeing where, you know, I'm trying to keep some, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Nice. Glad that's on the video. I tried to keep it in. Tried to protect you all from my sneeze. Anyway, it happens. Sneezes happen, even when you're creating artwork. People sneeze. All right, so here we go. Just figuring out this thing. I'm trying not to make it look too much like shoelaces, but that's probably all I'm doing. Just making this look like shoelaces. I think what I was trying to explain was I was trying to get things that are on different planes here. So it's not just all loops like this. Bloop. You know, I'm trying to like, well, what if there's something going like that? What if that was going like that and coming in there? But you can see here, I'm moving my hand around, but nothing's happening. That's because I'm in too deep. So I got to remember that I can pull towards myself as well as push away and kind of twist and turn the brush tip. we go. Okay. So I think on the YouTube stream here, I think I mistakenly, well, it's not a mistake, but I left the chat open. So if anybody is writing on the chat, sorry, I can't see it from inside the Vive here. I'm in VR right now. I can't see that. So I do apologize if anybody's asking any questions. Hopefully everybody's being nice. Play nice, everybody. Okay. Uh, and then I guess if there's any, if any specific questions, I'll try to answer them afterwards. I don't know if I guess you'd have to ask it in the comments. I'm not sure the chat saves with video or not. So I would say if you did have a question, I don't know what your question would be, but if you did, just put it in the comments and then I'll try and answer that. Hopefully I can answer it in an intelligent manner, in some way that actually helps you and doesn't make you more confused. Okay. Coming around here. Get all this stuff in here. So this sort of edge here, it's not a big deal. I'm just trying to break it up visually. I'm not trying to obscure it. I don't mind if you can actually see like there's this weird little thin thing there, but I do kind of want it to look like it's of a piece. Like it's all part of this greater thing here. So I don't want it just to be like this weird, you know, that's not related to anything. Okay. Really insightful. Duly noted. Okay. So let's see. He feels about the edge that he wants to. Well, I only mentioned it because I thought some people might go, why is he, why does he care about that edge there? Or what's. So I was trying to explain. Trying to explain. I don't know. I don't know if Jackson Pollock ever did like a running audio commentary while he painted. Maybe he did. I think that'd be really interesting to hear what he said. So, I kind of think it'd be cool if we had records of all sorts of artists talking about their process while they're creating. It's just kind of interesting. I think it's kind of nice to know that, people making stuff aren't just like super beings that all of a sudden they just like, well, I created this thing in one sitting and in 1 hour. And I had no struggles and it was really great. And, you know, gee, it's too bad you aren't as good and can't make it as easy as I did. At least that's how I feel when I look at stuff. I'm like, man, how did somebody do that? That's amazing. Then I get depressed, and then I feel like, well, I don't want to work on anything because how can I compete with that super awesome thing that person made that obviously just took like 10 minutes to make because it looks so cool. It's always funny too when you hear artists go, oh, I just, I have so much more to do. I just feel like I haven't learned anything. And you look at their stuff and it's like, man, dude, if you feel that way about your thing, then there's really no hope for me. Because I think that's the curse of the social media era is we're exposed to so much awesome stuff that people create, and that at the same time can make you feel really crappy and depressed about your own work. So I try to stay away from that stuff as much as possible because I'm I'm just one step away from throwing in the towel, I guess. I guess I gotta be a little stronger with that, but back in the day, before the internet, you could just be blissfully ignorant. You just work away on your own stuff, never realize that there's a million more talented people than you out there. Yeah, anyway, how do we get here? How did I end up on this subject? What am I talking about? What's going on? All right. Back. Okay, focus back on the artwork here. Okay. Focus on the task at hand. Come around. I haven't. I am happy to report that I have not. Well, I have cats, and I have not bumped into any cats while I have been doing VR. I think that I have the setting. I don't know. I'm supposed to get some sort of like notification or something if an animal comes in the room. I had it set up, and it looked like it was working. And then I did some experiments later when the cat was actually in the room. I was like, it doesn't seem to be working now. And I have changed nothing, so I don't know what that means. So I don't know. Technology, who knows? You just gotta keep hammering through it. It's like whatever. Okay, here we go. Just keep working on stuff. It's hard because I think a lot of times people just want to know, well, what is going on? This was working yesterday. Why is it not working today? I know I have trouble when I'm explaining to my dad about, why he can't get his voicemails or whatever on his phone. It's like, well, Dad, sometimes that's just the way it is. Yes, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And it's super frustrating. But yeah, I don't know what happened. We can either spend in there 12 hours trying to figure out what happened, or we can just kind of move on. So anyway, how did I get here? What am I talking about? Okay, if you're just joining me and you're like, what am I even listening to? What is this? So I'm working in TiltBrush. This is using the HTC Vive. I should say that the Vive is, I mean, so is it, let's see, it's Valve and HTC that made the Vive. And I don't know why it's not the HTC Valve Vive, but I don't know. That's, I guess, something they worked out. Anyway, so I'm in there and I'm using a program called TiltBrush, which is awesome. And I've decided, you see a lot of people just painting and drawing with TiltBrush and making some cool stuff, and I decided to make this really crazy sculpture. And supposedly, and I have no reason to doubt this, but I haven't tried it yet, but supposedly TiltBrush allows you to export models, which is awesome. I am excited to play around with that because I'd like to bring some stuff into Unreal and play around with it in there. I will not be exporting this model because I'm guessing on like just one of these little, there's probably, oh gosh, there's probably like 100, I don't even know how many vertices or polygons or whatever this thing is made. I think this thing is made in Unity, so I mean it is actually working, but I'm not going to bother exporting this model out. I think it would just be so huge, and it probably has like all this like weird things out here that I can't see and look like. But anyway, so this will only exist most likely in the TiltBrush world here. So, but the fact that you can export models from TiltBrush, I'm excited. I'm excited basically to finish this thing that I'm working on so I can get to some of this other stuff that I want to try out. But I'm trying to stay strong and just actually finish this thing. And I think it'll be pretty cool when it's all done. So I'm trying to stay strong. Like, all right, just hang in there, finish this thing, and then you can get to the other stuff. I sometimes cheat and actually just do some other stuff in TiltBrush, but I haven't been recording that. Streaming it, at least. Because that's not part of, I don't want to confuse. I just want to finish this thing so we can be, okay, good, did that. Did that thing. It's definitely one of those things that's kind of fun to like, you post this on Instagram and it looks really bizarre. I was like, what the heck is that? Oh yeah, just a little something I'm making in TiltBrush, that's all. Yeah. What are you making? Oh yeah. Anyway, here. Following this edge here. Okay. And then there was silence. And then he stopped talking. Well, what else do I have to say? What else? If I think of anything interesting to say, I'll say something. Maybe you can just have a little bit of quiet would be nice. Kind of curious about changing the angle of the brush. But since I did all this with the brush, see how it's like pointed like that? I kind of feel like I need to keep it all consistent if I have any chance of making this look like it was done in a similar manner. Love how the light. This side's a lot of fun because there's a lot of this light that's coming in here. There somewhere, I don't know. So it's really funny. You got all these like nice shadows, good depth over here. It's very satisfying to work over here. Not so much. Well, it has its own unique things over here. Let me get that there. Oh, that's much better. That changed everything right there. Oh yeah. See, the model sucked before we did that. Right in there. Yep. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Let's get it right there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, is this a terrible spot? Let's get the backside fin things. Backside fin thing. What are you just making up words now? Okay. Well, let's look at that then. So see how this is a fin, what I'm calling a fin. And when you go from one side, see, like I made that awesome thing. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because I was not going to undo. I could easily undo that, but we'll just kind of blend it. We'll just work with it. See, it doesn't look that bad. Sometimes you just stick with it. It just becomes part of the history of the piece. Nobody's going to care about that. Well, everything was really amazing and beautiful on this until I got to that right there. So nobody's going to care about that. Let's get back in here. So, yes. There's another fin, something sticking out here. So I want to make sure I just don't create something in space that has no relationship to anything. And I'm not sure. I think those are, so why like these little tiny little, like I'm keeping my finger down the whole time on this trigger. So I don't know if there's like a limit to the length or if there's like a frame drop or something that causes it to stop. But you know, whatever. It's been consistent for this whole thing, so it doesn't really matter. It's just the way it is. And anybody who's ever done production art, which I have done my fair amount of production art, has probably worked on things like this in the real world, where you just kind of go for miles, day after day. And if you're lucky, you're working with somebody you can tell stories to, and it's actually a very pleasant time. Sometimes it's kind of nice to know, oh yeah, what am I doing today? Oh yeah, I'm working on that thing. Okay. Other times it's like, oh yeah, I got to carve foam all day. So anyway, what does that have to do with anything other than this isn't unfamiliar to me. I've done stuff like this in the real world. Not quite of my own design or making here, but this isn't pretty tedious. And when I mentioned that I have my knee pads on. That is why I knew to wear knee pads when I was working on this. It's like, I'm going to be doing a lot of crawling around. So let's just gear up. Gear up for this thing. I'd really like to. Personal mission for today would be to get all this down here. Because I'm kind of not that excited about this area. But this is the area that I forgot to save last time. So it's time to make up for that. So it only goes as fast as it goes. So in TiltBrush, when you launch a sketch, it will load in and show all the strokes and stuff that you did in order to make the sketch. And it's pretty cool to watch the thing come alive. But for something like this, I just hold down this button that loads it in quicker because, like, I don't even think it can. I don't know. We'll try. Maybe I'll do one video where the whole thing draws itself, but that's going to be pretty long. So probably not going to do that. Plus, it'll be like long periods of time where I'm like drawing on the back side here, and nobody's gonna see any of this stuff. So, all right, so here we go. Let's figure this out. Let's see what's going on down here. What's going on here? It seems to be okay. Some in there. Yeah, it's like an extra little thin thing there. Okay, so come in here. Okay. All right. Let's get the back side here. I think this is kind of interesting. How the stuff's coming through. That's kind of cool. Love how the light. Look at that. Look how nice that is. Okay. Lighting is fun. It's really cool. All right. Let's get this. No idea what's going on down there. Can't see anything. That's probably. All right. So let's see here. Okay, we'll come around there. All right. Don't think there's. Oh, there's something sticking up there. Okay. You hear my neighbors slamming doors outside somewhere. It's nice because the only way to close a car door is to slam it. Everybody knows that. That's how you make sure it's good and closed. All right. Sorry, I'm trying not to grunt and groan here while I'm crawling around, but kind of in a weird position here. Back. All I'm trying to do is create some visual interest back there. Let's see if that comes down there. Nice. Okay. I kind of want to follow the contours. I don't want to just like cover up this whole thing here. So I'm trying to look like it's actually a structure. You know, if you think of like the substructure of this was sculpted, I don't know, for some reason I imagine cardboard covered in velvet with shredded paper glued on top. I guess I'll list that in materials. Virtual cardboard covered with virtual velvet covered with virtual shredded paper. But if you wanted to make one yourself in the real world, like your costume party, that's how I would do it, but I'll spend your time doing something else. All right. So right now I'm laying on my back, doing my sit-up crunches here. I probably should change positions here, but this down here. Oh, look at this whole area down here. Okay. Ugh. Yep, and get my workout. It's the TiltBrush gym workout here. Which I'm guessing someday people will come up with, yeah, it's a whole new way of exercising. And you put your body in these different positions here, and then you got to do this little task. And when you complete that task, you go to the next position. It's like isometric workout. Okay. Here. Yeah, come from there, do that. Okay. Not sure what's going on down there. We'd have to see there. I'll just take a breather. Just look for a second. See right here? It does look stupid. I don't know what's going on there, so we're just gonna do something like that. Give it a little more. Something that looks interesting. Yeah. Okay. Trying not to overwork. Whenever I come back from like a day or so of not working on this, I always worry that I'm like overworking, a particular area. But it's looking pretty consistent. There's not too many weird gaps. So, or worse, I guess would be like too much. That's a little much in there, but it's okay. Who's gonna look at this part, huh? Nobody's gonna work back here. Okay. I'm hoping people do. That's why I'm putting in the time. I'm hoping people crawl all over this thing. Oh, did he do anything back here? Yes, he did. Okay. Did he do up in there? Yes, he did. Okay. Did he do? Oh, he did. Okay. See, I see a gap out there. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a gap. I probably could fix that, I guess. I think I did fix that, now I remember. Remember I said the other day I was working on this and I forgot to save? Alright, so let's just do it now. This is a good... Take a little break here. So this has a neat handy-dandy thing here. Let's look at this brush... Is this? What is the brush select? Okay, so it's got this little thing. So we're just going to go up in marker. Alright, so it's the marker. Okay. So, we now have got our black. I don't think it has to be that big, but let's find that little gap right there. Okay, there's another one up there. We'll figure out later what the heck. But that's what's kind of fun about being in VR is like it's so realistic when you're crawling around in these things. You're like, oh yeah, look at that, it's up there. Oh, now I'm inside. Okay, wait a minute. Oops, sorry everybody. Okay. I think there was, can't remember, but I thought there was some other ones here. So what I'm doing now is I'm just looking for any gaps in the black here. So we'll leave that. It's not really a gap, it's a fin. Kind of just through this. I think that was it. Come back through here, turn around. Isn't that funny? You can see the shadow. All right. All right, let's just look again up here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So then we go back to our select. And so one is a marker and one is just called flat. Let's see here. Where that guy right there? Flat. And what's nice is it samples it in so you can get back to the color you're using. You're like, you've worked on this thing, you don't want to mess up at this point. You're like, oh yeah. So then we go back to making this. Oh yeah, whenever I see like a little area like that. Okay, so we're still working down here. But we're gonna get in a little different position here. Let's work on this area in here. This is kind of an interesting, kind of a fun area. It's okay to see what's going on. Okay, so is anybody out there even watching this? It'll be after the fact. Yeah, nobody has time to watch your live stream of your TiltBrush. I know. Well, it's just kind of like there. Kind of like the weather. It's just there. If you happen, you're like, well, let me just check in. Looking at a fishbowl or something. Let me just see how the fish is doing. Is he doing anything? What's he doing? He's gotten that far. Okay. And since I don't, I wish I could say like, yes, every Wednesday I'll be streaming live. That's probably the way to do it, but I don't know. I don't always have an exact time. Plus, like today, I had to spend a lot of time just figuring out how to do this audio. Which I know people are probably saying, why was this so difficult for you to figure out how to do the audio? The Vive has a mic. You know, what's the problem? Well, as with all of this stuff, everybody's setup is a little unique. And what I was trying to do was figure out how to stream it live. And I couldn't tell if the microphone was working or not. That was the problem. Like I could see in the Windows sound device sort of thing that, okay, I can see signal coming in with the microphone, but I'm not hearing it coming out the speakers or anything. So what's going on? So that was, I had to figure out, basically I had to figure out how to test to see if it was working, since I never figured out like why it wasn't working. So I ended up using Audacity, which is a sound recording program. It's very cool, open source. And I was able to go, oh, well, look, my microphone for the Vive is actually coming through, is actually recording something. Because I can see it in Audacity here. And then I looked around, found out that you can monitor without recording, that you can monitor the microphone. And then that's when the audio finally got passed to the HDMI output, which allowed me to capture it with the capture card. I'm sure that there's other programs that allow you to capture, because come on, people make tutorials all the time. But I don't know about the live streaming part of it. Like if I wasn't streaming this, yeah, I could have just recorded this and then uploaded an 85 gigabyte, 3-hour video file. So I guess I didn't want to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stream it. I think YouTube will think about the horror of that, but watching this for 3 hours. So I figured, that's better. Yeah, why do I want an 85 gigabyte video file on my hard drive about me working on this thing? So yeah, let's just stream it. Stream it. It'll be up there. People can watch it. It's a good way to archive it. I guess I just kind of wanted to document how I was working on this thing. So anyway, figuring out the audio for that. For me, maybe for other people, super easy. For me, it's a little challenging. I figured out I'd stick with it. And I think it's working. As far as I know. Maybe it's working. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. 2 hours later, oh yeah, I did that whole thing and none of the audio came out, which, wouldn't be that big of a deal because it's more important that I remember to save the sketch this time. That's the thing we got to do. So if the audio track works, great. Maybe. Like I said, if anybody watches this, I'll probably just end up muting it anyway. But okay, so we're kind of just defining where this edge is. Look, it goes all the way down there. Okay. That's kind of a fun paper just laying on that velvet flap there. So I'm at this point now. I'm standing up in the real world. Standing up. What was it? I'm not going to start saying that, but is that what all the kids are saying these days? Okay. In the real world, I'm standing up. So I can see all this stuff. It's kind of nice to stand up. So I should figure out what's going on here. Okay. So this goes all the way down here. It's probably a little bit. It goes through here a little bit. Can't quite see. Okay. So we know. What over here? Where's this go? So yeah, we're just filling in this cap here. Getting to enjoy all this nice shadows that they got going on here. It's really cool. It's got some good dimension to it around that stuff. Of course, I'm probably not going to want to listen. Oh, see, did you hear that? There's a cat in here somewhere. So where's my warning? I know, where's my warning? There's a cat in here somewhere. Okay, I don't know. There's a cat in here. I'm trying not to step on her. She's in here somewhere. Which to her, she's probably like, what is Papa working on? What is he doing? Why is he standing like that? Why is he doing this? Anyway, I was going to say, probably don't want to listen. Of course, I will want to listen to hear that. I want to hear my cat. I'll erase all the other soundtrack and just have a little cat Ramona. Have her talk. This probably would be more interesting to people anyway. Just a little cat. Cat talking rather than this guy rambling on and on and on. But you know how it is. You listen back to your recording, you're like, is that really how my voice sounds? Gosh, what is my problem? So, needless to say, I'm probably not going to ever listen to this. That's just me, you know. It's just me. Hopefully other people will enjoy it. Or parts of it. Okay, here we go. Or one section of it. Oh, look at that light shining through there. That's pretty cool. Okay. It's like these little mountain crevices here. Okay, so there we go. Try and fill this in. I didn't really want to right now. Okay. So it's like something down here. Whoa. Okay. There's all sorts of stuff back here. It's like a little place where you could go and hide. Back in there. I have no idea what I'm doing back there. Okay. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff back here. But that's kind of the idea, is you just kind of fill this thing in here, give it some, you know, kind of remember to move your hand in different directions here. Whoops. I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but there's kind of like some, every once in a while, this big jolt. It's like an earthquake. It's not, don't worry. It's just in the, it's having a hard time keeping up with all these polygons I'm making here. So, let's see, I guess I should say a little bit about, so the machine, run this on habits now because it's a very powerful machine that allows me to, to work very, I mean, pick up a lot of bad habits now. It's like, yeah, sure. A 50 million polygon model, that's fine. Haven't made anything that big, but the point being, this would probably not even run on my other computer. I'm sure it wouldn't run on my laptop. Which is what I was doing a lot of my VR stuff before I got the new computer. I was just like, oh my gosh, I've got to get a new computer because this is terrible. So the computer I'm using now has, well, let's see, well, the main thing is it has like 32 gigs of RAM, which is insane amount of RAM. Well, at least for me, I'm sure there's people out there like 32. I run 64, I don't know. But for me, that's a lot, okay? So, all right. It's got a NVIDIA 980 Ti with, I think, 6 gigabytes of video RAM. Um, so that is a beautiful video card. And let's see, I think it's got a solid state drive in there somewhere. And I think it's an i7 quad core sort of thing. I don't know. I just got a couple months ago, so it's a pretty, for a couple months ago, it was a pretty good machine. I'm hoping it lasts a little bit longer. Can I get at least 2 more months out of it? Just bought it. Anyway, so it is, so for something like this, I'm just kind of making this thing and like being really into like, oh, this is really cool. But like I said, it's probably not gonna work on a whole lot of other computers. Maybe this will be like one of those stress test things. Can you open this scobot model? Does this work? But I will say that I've not regretted getting the new computer because, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this without my new computer. So, yep, love my new computer. I'm really digging the Vive. I like my Oculus DK2. It's all really exciting time to be working in VR. What's really thrilling is to, take some sort of thing that you made. What does that mean, Scott? Okay, well, let's say you model something in a 3D program and then you bring it into one of these game engines. I like Unreal. Use Unreal Engine 4. You bring it in there and then you look at it in VR and you're like, holy cow, that looks really cool. And you can make it look like it's 10 miles tall or something if you want. Make it look like it's made out of copper. Something you can never actually build in the real world without a whole lot of money. It's really thrilling to look at stuff like that. At least I find it is. Maybe other people wouldn't. That's their thing. Okay, so we're following this little... Sorry, my head is shaking a lot. I guess I should put this on orbit. So probably people sick here with my... Does he have to move his head when he's drawing? I guess. My arm is just shaking my whole body as I draw this thing here. Aren't you curious? I'm curious where this goes in here. Like, where does this go? It looks like it goes across here. Oop, how far down does it go here? Is there something in there? No way. Okay, so we're gonna come in here. We're just trying to add some dimension to stuff here. It seems a little light through here, so let's go this. It's kind of interesting, the rendering on this. It has this really kind of weird, looks like video. Now, I know that sounds kind of funny. It's like, well, of course, it's, it's a video game. But, it looks like real, like, video graphics from the 90s or something. I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm just saying it's got kind of an interesting look to it. And I guess, when you've been working on something like this for a while, you start to kind of zone out on what am I looking at here. It's very clear. And yeah, I mean, imagine in a few years when they've come out with the Vive 2 or whatever, and the resolution is even just that much better. You know what this stuff is going to look like. It's going to be awesome. Computers are going to be super powerful. Well, I guess that was an hour. I guess an hour went by. You've made it, everybody. You've made it through an hour. Go outside. Yeah, you all take a break. I'll still be here. Because I'm trying. I've got a little block of time today. I'm really going to try and make the most of this. Certainly make up for what I lost the other day by not saving damage I didn't save the other day. TiltBrush kind of had like an auto save. Didn't imagine. See, look at that. All right, let's fix that while we're here. Hopefully I'm not gonna try not to step on the cat. All right, so let's go here. Brush select, marker. We're gonna say it's probably right in there somewhere. Huh. That's interesting. Well, what I've created there. Let's open them up a little bit more. Oops. Yes, that's not what I want. So it must be farther out. Shoot. Heaven only knows what I've created now. I should have just let that go. Okay, so I can't seem to figure out where that little hole is. It's not gonna be a big deal. I just was hoping I could get it. Oh, really? That's not it? Oh. Let's see. I'm running the... Huh. Well, I'm really in it now. Exciting. Oh, shoot, I thought I had it. Okay. See, it's like a mini game. So now you're really... Well, okay, so what I'm trying to get is there's this little hole. I'm trying to figure out what depth is that hole. Let's see. So this feels like I'm behind it. That doesn't feel like it's a real hole. That's the problem. So I don't know what that is. All right. Well, when it's all this stuff, you won't really know, but I tried. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Set this thing down. All right. Yep, it's always kind of good to start somewhere a bit hidden in case you really mess up. Okay. So around here. All right, let's see here. Bring this in. All right. And then there was silence. It's okay. It's okay. The silence is okay. Silence is okay. And, lest you think I'm completely insane, I don't really talk to myself the whole time. Like, if I wasn't streaming this, would I just be talking to myself the whole time? No. So, I am actually imagining that I'm talking to you, the viewer. So, which is kind of interesting because, like, one part of my brain is like, okay, what should I say next? Do I want to share that story about my brother and I used to send letter tapes to each other? Oh no, because then they'll know cassette tapes. Geez, how long ago was that? Did they even make those anymore? When was this guy talking about? But when you log some hours doing letter tapes, you get pretty good at just being able to vamp and stuff. Okay. All right, I'm going to come back to this area here. I don't feel like getting that right now. Okay. All right, we're doing okay through here. All right. Okay, I got that. Coming through there. Stuff like there. Okay, I think that seems pretty good. This area seems a little sparse in there, but you never know. When you're at a different angle, you'll see like that. How I never would have seen that from that other angle. So it's good to look around. Different angles there. I think this light right here is really nice. I wonder where that. Try something up here is coming that line. But so yeah, it would be fun if in maybe one of these iterations of TiltBrush that we're able to change the lighting. But that's, I'm not, hey. I'm not complaining about the lighting now. Just would like it might be kind of fun to change that lighting. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this is bad lighting. Plus, I'd like to take that planet out of that star field. It's probably some sort of script I can write or INI file or something. But plus, I'd also like to see like have the option to put a floor in. In this white setting. It's all fine though. These aren't big issues. They're just little things. It's easy for me to say. I don't know how they have to program this thing. All right. Okay. Oh, I almost hummed a tune that I probably don't have rights to hum. So good thing I stopped. Good thing. I'd have to remove my video. Okay. All right, let's figure this thing out here. What's going on here? So, in case you're wondering, yes, my elbow does kind of hurt after a couple hours of this because I'm kind of twisting and because I have this angle, just like a Dremel angle, I have to kind of bend my. This is actually a lot easier when I had the angle of the brush the other way, so I'd have to hold it like this. That was really killing my shoulder. So I'd say if you're in TiltBrush and you're like, man, this is really uncomfortable, experiment changing the angle of your brush time. It's time to learn something. Okay, so let's go back here. I think it's in settings, yes. And it's this guy right here. So change brush angle. If you look at it now, see, it's kind of more pointed, so you have to draw like this. Yeah, let's go back. So you have to hold my hand like this. Settings. So for me, for this particular project, I'm just sticking with the way I had it, which is so that's so. Okay, I'm just gonna set that over there. Set that over there so I don't bump that. All right. So there, yes. At 1 hour and 20 minutes into this thing, he actually shares a piece of useful information with somebody who may not know how to do that. So yeah, so see, that's your reward for watching this whole thing. Of course, I imagine if anybody's watching this, you're probably familiar with tilt brush at the moment, so you know everything. Probably know more than me. Still, yeah. There's all sorts of interesting things I don't know that it could do. But I've only had it for like a week, so come on. I've only been working on this one thing, so come on. Give me a break. All right. This. See, can't tell what's going on there. This side. Try and get. There, that was a nice move right there. All right. What do we got going on here? And around we go. Okay. Let's come around here. Do that. Yep. All right. So. Okay. Do you see an area I should work on? Does anybody see any area I should work on? How about this part right there? Yeah. Okay. Good. That was a good suggestion. All right. How are we doing on this side? All right. Okay. It's a little. Try not to make it look too. Maybe it's a little late for that, but I'm trying not to make it look too froofy. But I guess that has. I guess I've missed that point. What do you mean by froofy? I just mean I want it to look like a big doily, but I guess maybe that's what it looks like. Too late for that. Undo. Just start undoing everything. Well, fortunately, I did save early versions of this because I think each time you do a TiltBrush session and you go to save it, it saves as a new sketch, which I guess is okay for if you want to have like different, iterations. Instead of saying save as, it just saves as a whole new thing. If you're kind of okay, like, well, no, this is the current version, and I want to keep working on this one. Since there was no way to like that I could figure out once then, I've only been using it for a week. But if there were, I couldn't name the sketch, so when it comes time to save, I just try to take a picture of it to kind of show where I'm at. So in case I'm looking at it, I'm going, well, which one am I working on here? There's 6 of these things. I can go, oh, I think I made it, like in this case, I didn't finish this down here. So I would, go, okay, yeah, I made it that far, but I need that, so I don't know. What am I saying? I'm saying that if you want to save multiple versions of the sketch you're working on, try and take a picture in VR here. You'll see it when it comes time to save this. Of something that you're going to do like a visual cue of where you're at. So you go, oh yeah, okay, I only made it that far. So next time when you open it up, you'll know which one to open up rather than like, what happened to all that stuff I was doing the other day? Oh, I'm working in the wrong, oh, what, Or if you're like me, you just don't save it, and then, yeah, it doesn't even matter. Just start over. Now, I do think that I would not start this over. Only because I'm excited to do something else. I don't, it's not like I don't like this thing. It's just I'm got other things in my head I want to do. But now I'm kind of into like, oh yeah, well, I should finish this thing for sure. Because it's going to be pretty cool when it's done. I mean, I already like it, so I can only imagine we get all that. Not actually, well, Maybe I'm halfway done. Okay, well, time-wise, I'm not sure if I'm halfway done, but volume-wise, I might be. Um, all right. Anyway, oh, I don't think anybody does anybody own that song. Hopefully not. It's only a couple notes. It might have been an original. Okay. It's the angry artist guy. As he rails against. No, just funny. Okay. All right, where are we up here? Okay. Yeah, not crazy about that shape, but all right, whatever. All right, so what's going on? I'm probably in there somewhere. Okay. Nice. Okay. All right, here we go. Around here. Hopefully nobody owns that song either. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. Here we go. Come around here. We're coming out here for something. What I'm trying to avoid, not that this is super interesting, but I'm trying having some sort of stupid thing like way out here that relates to nothing. So I'm trying to keep it, like this is a structure and that relates, And of course, then what did I do? I make this thing way out in the space, but I'm going to leave it because I kind of actually like that particular one. So, okay. All right. I will try to do better. Okay, yep. There's probably some big ad scrolling right across my video right now. Idea. Yeah, I thought I had my Twitter account set up so it would notify when I was broadcasting, and it may actually be doing that. I don't know. Who knows? I checked the box. Whether it does it or not, I don't know. I guess that's a lot to keep track of. And it doesn't really matter. It's a common, it's just a public service announcement that if anybody were interested, and the live thing is just kind of silly enough to actually do. Live TiltBrush session. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. That's a highlight. That goes on the highlight reel. Alright. Here. See, I have no idea what I'm doing on this other side here. Oh no, it's looking okay. Alright, good. I might change position here just to get a little different perspective. But let's just kind of look at it here for a second. Does it feel like you just want to run your hand? You kind of know what that's going to feel like. All this curly paper. You almost can kind of tell how that feels. Okay. All right. I'm standing up. I don't have a lot of room in my studio for this. I tried to clear Tried to clear enough room, but you know, there are things that stick out. The roof, or the ceiling, pardon me, ceiling's not super tall. I think it's about 6.5, maybe. Well, see, the doors might be 7 feet tall, but I'd be surprised. So I can't draw anything over my head unless I'm sitting down. In TiltBrush, that is. Because otherwise I hit the ceiling. Okay, so come around here. Okay. Something down here. Nope. Can't quite tell. See, I'd like to put something. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And since it's good to change the angle, because you never know what angle you're going to see something at. Let's come back to that. I mean, it's funny. I'll come back and I'll be like, oh yeah, look at that one little spot right there. It's really just how the light catches, you know, because there's something might be turned a certain angle and it doesn't catch the light. And then you look at it at a different angle and you're like, oh, there's something there. Or it feels like a gap. So I'm just trying to have a consistent look. So it feels like it's all of one reality. Even though it doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist inside my Vive here. In my little TiltBrush world. And in 2 dimensions on YouTube. Which, you know, I guess I could do Twitch. I don't think, I'm not sure if people are patient enough to even watch. Oh, look, there's an edge right there. Okay, listen, I'm getting too far. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it down. Getting too far there. Okay. Here, sorry about the spike in the audio there. Just got a little carried away. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, see, yeah, sometimes you're like, what is going on? And it's because there's something there. See, can't see it there, but there it is. I think that's kind of one of the fun things I'm digging about this is I'm like discovering it's kind of like I'm using these white pieces of paper, for lack of a better term, to kind of like define and reveal the structure underneath. Actually, like this, I didn't realize I was working over here, and I'm like, why am I not seeing anything? I was like, oh, because there's a fin sticking out there. So it's cool. I am personally enjoying that aspect of creating this. It's figuring out, oh yeah, there's something there. What's in there? You know, hey, I got a long ways to go. Come on. I'm going to have some sort of mental game that I'm playing here. Which I think a lot of people do when they're working on stuff. Like, a lot of artwork can be a slog. And it doesn't mean it's not fun or engaging or enjoyable. It's just there's some stuff that's just you gotta just put in the time. Like this thing. So people might look at this and go, man, that guy needs to get a life. Well, this is my life, so here it is. This is my life right here. I'm thankful for it, so. It's there, man. Alright. Okay. Here. Alright. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll start like interviewing people while I draw. I certainly do like to doodle while I talk to my dad on the phone. That's a good. I get a lot of drawing done while I'm talking to Dad. And what's funny is it actually helps me focus on what he's saying. So some people might think, well, that's rude, but come on. Those who doodle know that you listen better when you're drawing. And I think they've done some studies about that. Or at least I thought that's what I heard. Like in school, yep, I was way better if I was just drawing, doodling while somebody was talking about something. So it would be kind of funny. Of course, it's a little different because I'm talking. So maybe you're all doodling. Maybe you're all drawing while I'm talking and getting some really cool stuff done. But it would be kind of fun to kind of interview people while I'm doing this. It'd be really cool if they were like working on something too. Like you had two people working in TiltBrush on different projects, and then you're talking at the same time, carrying on a conversation. You have to get the right chemistry, though, the right people for that. Oops, see, this fell over. So yeah, that got a little heavy, but that's all right. It's just that part. Doesn't mean I can't make this other stuff heavy right here. Okay. All right. Yeah, get that stuff down there. Yeah, I would like to. Well, it's okay. It's okay. I would like if that would have been a little opened up, but it still gives you a sense that there's you know, something going on in there, which you don't necessarily see from here. There's no little pocket in here. I'm starting to get a little more warmed up here with my lines here. Oh, look at that spot right there. Get it? Oops. All right. All right, so we're over here. We got something going on in here. All right, we're gonna go back down to that other area. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna save. I know. I'm not done for the day, but let's just do this. Let's just save because we haven't saved in a while. Let's just do this now. There's it right here. Showcase, view galleries, save gallery. Okay, so what you do is then you get this little window here, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to try and do, remember I was telling you about that table. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is take a picture of this down here, saying I got to this part here. So I'm going to say bang, and that's kind of a funny. Yes, sure. Save that sketch. And away it goes. Okay. So we're at least at that point. Now, if everything goes south, I can at least know that I'm there. Yes, if things go terribly wrong, I don't anticipate them, but you never know. Mailman comes to the door, and get distracted. Something happens, and then I think I've saved it, and I come back, I'm like, whoops, oops, like last time. I'm sure my YouTube stream probably stopped like, half hour ago. It's probably like frozen. It probably stopped like 10 minutes into this thing. And I've been doing this for like an hour. thinking, oh yeah, I'm talking while I'm doing this stuff. That's be really fun and interesting. And it's just been like a frozen screen the whole time. I guess I should check, but I don't really want to stop. Like I said, it's just rare that you get time to work on stuff. And I'm probably mumbling. People are probably like, gosh, I've got this volume cranked. I can't even hear this guy. Why is he mumbling? Ugh. And then I'll say something really loud, and I'll be like, "Jeez, that's the worst, torturous, torturous thing ever to watch." I hope not. I apologize. Sorry. I don't know. I'm in VR, man. It's not my fault. I don't know what's going on out there. I'm in here. I don't know. It's not my fault. I don't know what's going on in the real world. I'm just doing this. In here, it's nice and safe. Just got this little pile of paper. Nice soft white paper. Yeah, see, I think this guy could benefit from a few more of these kind of sort of bigger loops here because it feels a little too close. We don't want to overdo it. But the idea is that there's, some dimension going on here. Okay, let's come in here. Nice. Okay, yeah, that was awesome, dude. Nice line. All right, here we go. Back to this. So at some point, I should have some water. So I should be talking for an hour. Ooh, look at this. I'm way up here. Okay. All right. Then he screwed it all up. Okay. Here. Yes, I wonder if anybody has checked in, left, and then come back. Be like, man, this guy's still working on this thing? Well, yes. Yes, he is. And if you'd like to donate to the campaign, root me on, it's like that would be funny. Did like a charity event. I'm gonna draw on TiltBrush for 24 hours straight. Okay. See, I knew there was a little cutout right there. I didn't know. That was there. All right. Let's see here. Okay, don't want to be working on this spot. Okay. I want to go back down here. I want to go back down. I want to go way down here. All right. Let's crawl. Time to crawl around a little bit. Okay, tangle up in that cord there. Okay. All right. Crunch, crunch. All right, I get that there. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right. There's right above my head in the real world, so I'm gonna make sure I don't bump my head. Okay. Where are we back here? Where the dark side of the shape here? Find my angle. Probably. So it's kind of funny. You see this This isn't really that funny, Scott. Okay, well, it's kind of funny. Let's finish what you were gonna say. Okay, so what I was gonna say is I can't reach down here because of the Vive controller. That's as low as I can reach. So there's kind of like this funny edge, uh, which looks fine. It does. It looks fine. Um, but I can't go any lower than that because of the floor there. And that would be kind of cool if in just laying down on my back now. Um, if in TiltBrush, like you could grab the model and move it up or something, so you could move it around. Maybe there is a way. Maybe that's what these side buttons are for. I don't know. It's not like I saw that mentioned anywhere. But okay, here we go. So let's go back over here. Yep, working on my abs right now. Can do it. Yep, doing my crunches here. So in the real world, I'm laying on my back, looking up at this thing, kind of like if I was changing oil of a car or something. I'm using my neck muscles to hold my neck up. Okay, I'm going to do this over here because I'm trying to find what's going on here. Okay. This has an interesting little... It's also kind of like frosting a cake, too, isn't it? I'm sure there'll be the cake decorating app. Yeah, see, there's a gap up there. All right, whatever. Look at that later. Okay, so yeah, that's what I need. I need one of those things for changing oil in your car. It's like a little scooter, so you roll around on your back. All right, so come through here. People are looking at this and going, "What am I looking at here? Why is he bothering?" Oh, yeah, I have no answer. I have no answer for that, other than now it's a personal mission. Now it's a challenge. Yep, I thought this would be cool, so now I've got to do it. I've got to try and finish it now. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna get this stuff down here. All right, so now I'm sitting up. It's kind of a funny little spot. I'm gonna leave that. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go around this thing. I think there is a yep. Okay. Feels like there's a gap in there. There's something right there. Come right around there. Define that. Okay. I'm always worried when I'm clicking. I hear buttons clicking. I'm like, what did I just press? Delete all. Oh yeah, everybody knows that that little side button is for deleting everything. It's not. At least I don't know. Hope not. Could be. Could be. Stop. Maybe it's like stop recording or something. I do think it would be kind of cool if you could move this model around. I keep calling it a model. I know it's just a drawing, but it'd be cool if you could move this drawing around. I will say that it's very cool of YouTube to allow you to stream stuff, and then they make, they do all the compression and the video and whatever processing that gets done. I do appreciate that, because I would not want to have to do that with this thing. So thank you, YouTube. It's a cool feature. Thank you. All right. So here we go around here. Oh, so let's see. You're thinking. There's a line right there, isn't there? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to come around this thing. I will say that in my mind I'm imagining music. I'm doing a pretty good job of not humming it. Lest somebody get really bent out of shape. Me sliding around, crashing into stuff in my room here. I'm sorry, my studio. Sounds so much more impressive. I don't know what that is. Okay. Coming around here, huh? Okay. Where did this thing go? Okay, no, how's it go around here? Yep. Alright. Around here, where does that go? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing now at this point. Can't tell. Oh, so that's kind of interesting. I can actually come down here. Yeah, this is actually... I can get a little bit lower if I put my hand like that. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Well, that's just crazy marks now. Okay. Edge around there. I think there is an edge there. So we have to figure out how we want to do that. I can finally rest my neck against a chair over here. I didn't realize how tiring this can be. Alright, so I need to get a better look at that. Alright. Sliding right by here. I hit my head on that thing. Oops, I hit my hand on that. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Come around here. Might have to take a break here pretty soon. I'm not going to finish it all today. Which is... I'm not even sure I'm going to finish it tomorrow. Nope. It's probably going to take about 3 or 4 more days. 4 more sessions, maybe. Stay tuned. Won't that be exciting? Alright. Well, right. Maybe other people will put, like I said, put some other music on, do something. You can have this, it's like a fish tank, just in the background. You can just have this on. Like, oh yeah. What's that guy? What's Scobot up to? What's he doing? Is he still working on that? Okay. Yeah. It's like, oh, he's getting closer. Did you get that one section done? Like anybody's gonna pay that close attention. All right. That's just a lot of stuff going on there. And what's going on? All right. See, so this edge, not crazy. I guess it looks okay from that angle. I don't know how to. Looks like what I was trying to do before, but. Okay. In there. All right. Love that thing. A lot of stuff going back here. I think I'm just gonna have to come back and tackle this on its own. I really want to get this done because that would just be like a. Wouldn't that feel like a sense of accomplishment? So, well, let's come around the edge. Let's see if I can connect these two areas. This area right here. Reunite these guys. All right, let's figure it out. All right, what do we got here? Over here. Nothing there. Looks like we got another fin there. We got nothing in there. We got a lot of fins down here. You can hear the controller hitting the ground there. Just lightly tapping. Lightly tapping. It seems to be holding up okay. Okay, so I think there is something here. Okay, we got that right. Okay, we're going around here. Okay, so okay, let's see. That's interesting. You know, what's funny is sometimes I have to close one eye, like my left eye, to look around something, just like in the real world. Come around here. That can't seem to get. All right. Okay, so what's going on down here? Hard to see what's under here. I know this is looking pretty stupid. Okay, let's. Well, not any more stupid than the rest of it, but this looks like I'm just really doing gibberish down here. A little bit of that's true because I can't really see what's going on down here, so I'm trying to stay true to the feel, the rest of it, and try and kind of guess how this thing works up here. Okay, all right, there we go. Go around that. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Can't see at this point. Sometimes the headset slides a little bit, so I'm getting this really weird look. I'm not crazy about all this stuff here. I don't know what happened down here. Well, it's not very fluid. All those little choppy little marks there. I don't know what that's all about. So let's see if I can do a little bit more fluid motions here. Make this a little nicer down here. Yeah, for all those people who'll be laying on their backs, looks at this thing. Make sure this looks good for them. It's pretty amazing that the Vive headset can track. I just kind of take it for granted. I'm laying on my side, looking at this thing sideways. It's pretty amazing. Some amazing technology going on here. Okay. And there was just silence. Ugh. Because my neck is giving out here. This is kind of an interesting area. There's a fin there. There's a little area in there. Yeah, a little secret pocket. Pocket in there. All right. I still have to do all this down here. But I am bored with that section, so let's come back over here. I think one of the reasons is like it's way more fun when there's this light shining through here. Fine. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just, I mean, there's parts of this that I like. Oh, for sure, I like it all. What do you mean? Okay. It's gonna go right in it. Okay. All right. So there's a spot right there. Okay. Let's see here. This is kind of an interesting thing, isn't it? All right. Yeah, all this will be really detailed down here because this is where I'm all sitting down. Okay. That's that. That's that. All right. Well, it's coming along. It is coming along. Alrighty. Well, you know what? Ooh, just connect these two things here. Let's see. It's gonna get to stand up for a little bit. I guess I should stop the stream here pretty soon just to give people a break. Yeah, for all those people who are watching. You really need a break. There we finally get some light shining through here. That's very cool. I'm going to continue working, but I may not stream. Because there's probably no point in having every single second of this thing streamed. Like, you get the general idea for today, right? You got some audio, got some talking about it. You know, it just might mean that between number 5 and number 6, a lot might get done. But that's okay. You get the general idea of what I'm doing. Got all these other videos to watch. Guess I should make a badge. I've watched all of Scobot's TiltBrush sessions. Every minute of them. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, I can feel that shoulder's gonna give out on that section there. Okay, well, yeah. Okay. That's what's going on there. So, we got an edge there. What do we got down here? Okay. All right, I think I'm going to take a break. If anybody actually watched this, thank you. If anybody watches it in the future, thank you. Awesome. Hope I didn't say anything too embarrassing. I'll never know because I'm never going to listen to it. Anyway, okay, so we go with that. Ooh, that. Oh, nice. Yeah, okay. Then in there, come around, come out a little bit. Nice. This fin up there. Catches that light really good. Nice. He says he's gonna stop streaming, but then he keeps going. I can't stop. I can't stop. I know, I'm gonna get like everything done and I'm still gonna have to come back and do this area. We're like, dang. It's alright. Every day when I start, I'm gonna start down there so I can get that done. Just, it's nice to stand up for a change. And this stuff is like right in your face. It feels like this stuff's really important. Because most likely, anybody watching or looking at this is probably going to be about this height. I'm really interested to see, what kind of shapes are actually hidden in here. This will be interesting. We got that. So what we got here is this. Okay, let's get that in there. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of, sometimes it's kind of weird. Like, well, where is that going if it's not? Yeah, I probably need to just slow down. Is probably what I'm probably going too fast. Probably the problem. Well, good. Well, maybe by the time I get up to here, I'll finally figure out the best way to do this. But it kind of feels like I need to go a little slower, doesn't it? All right, I'm going to stop the stream. I'm probably going to continue working on this because I've got some time. So I'm going to, let's just save. Let's save it now. All right, let's find our controller. It's over here. Okay, let's find the controller. Let's go here. Save the gallery. All right. So let's come back over here. This we're going to save. Okay, so I think that means I've been doing this for like almost 2 hours. That's plenty. Okay, there we go. Save sketch. Yes, please. It falls away. Okay, so we're going to take a little break. I'm actually going to come back and work at this, but I'm going to stop the stream now. So thank you, everybody. Oh, we got a little bit left to do. I'll probably stream again when I get. Yeah. Okay. All right. I will talk to you all day. I'm taking off the vibe. I'm taking off the vibe. The vibe is coming off. Okay. Set it down. Setting it down.